Hi, and welcome back to Halton Tech Today. I'm here with Mitch Garvis. He's an MVP for Microsoft, and we're here at HP's headquarters, right?
That's right. We're
Okay. Hi, and welcome back to Halton Tech Today. I'm here with Mitch Garvis. He's an MVP for Microsoft, and we're here at HP's headquarters, right?
That's right. We're
Okay.
at the Canada Centre for Excellence, where HP is going to be bringing in partners to display and showcase a lot of their new technology and show how it can be really used in the real world.
Perfect, perfect. And we're here looking at Windows 8, which of course is really freaking a lot of people out, but it's such a cool product. And I want you maybe to walk us through some of the things that we can do with Windows 8 that a lot of people haven't seen yet. So maybe you could just take us through some of the real highlights and about its security, about what's capable of doing, those type of things.
Sure. Well, Windows 8 was designed to be a secure operating system from the ground up, but it was also designed to not be an operating system for the PC, but this whole concept that Microsoft calls 3 screens to the cloud.
Right.
So it's going to be on the PC and the laptop, but it's also going to be on your tablets, and it's going to be very integrated with the Windows 8 phone platform.
Right, yeah, and I have a Windows 7 phone, and I notice a lot of similarities. What I really like about the product is that your store kind of talks to your login ID and knows what you've already purchased, which I find great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, for so many years, we've all had these live IDs. Now, these are now going to be rebranded as Microsoft accounts, and everything that you have is going to be connected through that. So if you come to a new computer and you install Windows 8 and you go to the Windows Store, it'll say, okay, what apps do you want? But here's a list of the apps that you've already purchased or installed free somewhere else that aren't installed on this PC.
Fantastic, yeah, yeah. So maybe you can walk us through some of the highlights.
Sure. So we finally got rid of the Control-Alt-Delete. This is my lock screen, and I'm going to scroll it up. And immediately now, because I'm using the on-screen keyboard, that's going to appear over there, but I can use a full desktop keyboard as well, or my laptop keyboard. Now, you'll notice that I'm logging on as Mitch at Garvis.ca. That's actually my Microsoft account. So this picture is my Microsoft account, and if I change my one password, this password will change as well. You have the option, of course, of changing that to a local account as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to enter my super secure password of 8 dots. And I'm in. And right now, we see something very different from what we would have seen in Windows 7. We see the start screen.
Right.
And we hear so many people saying, why did you get rid of the start menu? Why are we starting with this Windows 8 interface, or what used to be known as the Metro interface? And we don't like that. Well, Microsoft did some research. Did you know that over 80% of users have all of the icons for everything they do right on their desktop?
Oh, yeah, we've seen that a ton, where people just have them plastered everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you see people who literally are scrolling through their desktop to get to their icons.
Right.
So if everybody's putting all of their icons onto the desktop, we've now made our desktop our start menu. It's not that we've taken it out of this corner, it's that we've made it that much bigger.
Right.
And we can have the icons that we want where we want. So I spend most of my life, as so many people do, in Outlook.
Right.
Now my Outlook's not up here, and I can scroll over here. There's my Outlook. Well, I don't want to do that. I just said I don't want to scroll. Now I can do a few things. First of all, I can just take 2 fingers and make my menu a different size.
Right.
But that's not what I want to do. I just want the full size, but I want my Outlook over here.
Right.
No problem. I'm just going to take my Outlook icon, drag it up here, and now Outlook is going to be at the top left-hand corner where I live.
Right.
Perfect. So all of my applications are where I want them to be. Of course, it's going to take some time for people to go from the Windows 7 or legacy applications onto Windows 8. So we still have the ability to live in the desktop. And
Which is what everyone's used to.
Which is what everybody's used to. So the desktop is where most of the people are going to live. And in order to get back from the desktop, I'm just going to pull up the Metro Charm and click Start.
Okay.
But I don't have to do that. The Windows key is going to toggle between those two for me.
Okay.
as long as I have my desktop open. If my desktop wasn't open at the beginning, that's not going to work.
I see.
So now I've got my screen configured the way I want it to be, and you see that the apps that I don't use very often are all the way at the end, and my games are all the way back there.
Right.
But Outlook and Twitter and OneNote are right there for me.
Okay.
Perfect. So I'm going to go. Now, I spend a lot of time, as you know, in virtual machines. I'm a virtualization guy.
Right.
A lot of people aren't, but they're going to say, hey, you know what? I still have that one XP application or Windows NT application or Windows 7 application that I don't want running on my main machine.
Sure, sure.
A lot of people like you and I are going to demonstrate Windows servers all the time. And in Windows 7, you had to use a third-party hypervisor in order to demonstrate 64-bit virtual
remember that,
machines.
right.
Well, now we have the full Hyper-V installed in our Windows 8 client.
Wow,
How
look at
cool
that.
is that? And you'll notice that I have a Windows 7 virtual machine running.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to connect to that. And I'm going to bring it over here. And
Look at
there's
that.
my Windows 7 machine, and I can maximize that. And we see that today, August 14th, we have 601 days left to the end of days.
That's right. I see your tweets every week.
Every day.
Every day, yes.
So I've got the 64-bit hypervisor there, and it's a full Hyper-V. This
Right.
is not a hobbled version. This is the full hypervisor. So if you have these new laptops that are running 32 gigabytes of RAM, oh my God,
Right.
you can run all of your virtual environments for your demos there. Or if you just have that one XP application, you can run
Hypervisor it.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So let's minimize our hypervisor and go back into our Metro. Now, sorry, the interface formerly known as Metro.
As Metro, yes.
There we go. It's important to note that we're using Windows 7 hardware today. That's important because on touch screens, we have a couple of dead pixels at the end of our screens, which makes it hard to bring up our charms.
Right.
On October 26th, when Microsoft releases Windows 8 to the general public, all of the hardware manufacturers, HP and everyone else, are going to be releasing this new wave of hardware that is going to be optimized for Windows 8. Now, of course, we've heard about the Microsoft Surface device, and we know HP is going to be having some great touch smart devices, which I'm looking forward
Right.
to. My son is very upset that I'm not buying him the Touch Smart this week,
Right.
because he wants to play what he calls Tree Tower, which is really Sesame Street games.
Sure.
And he's playing that on a tiny little laptop. When Windows 8 releases, we're going to buy him the big Touch Smart display that he's going to be able to play, and my 2.5-year-old son is going to be in 2.5-year-old hog heaven.
Perfect, perfect.
So we've got our Metro display up, and let's open up a couple of applications. Now, I'm a big backgammon player. And we'll just click on play, and I'm going to go back to, now, even if you're not on a touch screen, if you drop the mouse to the lower corner,
Right.
you can still bring up the charms.
I see.
And let's also bring up Metro Twit, where I spend a lot of my time, as you know that I...
And it's so clear, too. The
Isn't
first
it,
thing
though?
that I noticed, like the clarity of what you're looking at is huge.
Absolutely, and you'll notice the top mention today, taping at HP with M. Garvis on Windows 8
We're looking at
from
Halton
Halton
Tech.
Tech.
Perfect.
So I'm just going to right-click and I'm going to post a new tweet. I'm going to say, hey, tweeps, we are 601 days from end of days XP and T-1 until TechNet availability of Windows 8 at HP CCOE, that's a Canadian Center of Excellence, taping with Halton Tech.
Perfect.